Welcome everyone for the most exciting race of the season, and for what's going to be probably a chaotic thriller here at Daytona for the first ever 500 in this on this channel. So let's go through the drivers and see who's in this race. If you didn't watch the duels, I probably would go watch the duels first, since they were actually pretty entertaining, and also they did a pretty good job of, showing you who's in the 500. Also, if you didn't look at my schedule thing, the schedule is there, but I spelled everything wrong because it was very late at night and I was tired and I wasn't paying attention when I made that, so I'll have to fix it. But that's one way to start the season, making yourself look like a ding-dong in front of your 5 subscribers that you have. Okay, whatever. So first until 0 is David Rudiman. Mark Martin's in the 01. Clint Boyer in the 07. Scott Riggs in the number 10. Denny Hamlin in the 11. Ryan Newman in the 12. Sterling Marlin in the number 14. Paul Menard in the number 15. Greg Biffle in number 16. Matt Kenseth in the number 17. And the number 18 is JJ Yeley. And number 19 is Elliott Sadler. And the number 1 is Martin Truex Jr. And the number 20 is Tony Stewart. And the number 21 is Ken Schrader. And the number 22 is Dave Blaney. And the number 24 is Jeff Gordon. And the number 25 is Casey Mears. And the number 26 is Jamie McMurray. And the number 29 is Kevin Harvick. And the number 2 is Kurt Busch. And number 31 is Jeff Burton. In the number 38 is David Gilliland. In the number 40 is David Stremme. In the number 41 is Reed Sorensen, and in the number 42 is Juan Pablo Montoya. In the 43 is Bobby Labonte. In number 44 is Dale Jarrett. And the number 45 is Kyle Petty. And the number 48 is Jimmy Johnson. The number 4 is Ward Burton. And the number 55 is Michael Waltrip. And the number 5 is Kyle Busch. And the number 66 is Jeff Green. And the number 6 is David Reagan. And number 7 is Robbie Gordon. And number 83 is Brian Vickers. And the number 88 is Ricky Rudd. And number 8 is Dale Earnhardt Jr. And number 96 is Tony Raines. And the number 99 is Carl Edwards. And finally, number 9 is Casey Kane. Let's go to Daytona to start these engines and get going here for the first points-paying race of this season. Here we are at Daytona for the first race of this season. It's going to be a thriller. Let's go through the field and I'll tell you my picks for the race. And number 29 is Kevin Harvick, and I feel like he's definitely going to be a strong contender. Right next to him, Tony Stewart is another good pick to win the race. And number 8 is Dale Earnhardt Jr., and I feel like he's going to be a strong car throughout the day, along with the 29 and the 20. I feel like there's a couple other guys in there that you can say are going to have a good day, but I feel like these 3 are going to be the most consistently up front and leading the most laps in the race. And way back in the back here is Mark Martin. I feel like he's going to have a consistent race. He got in the wall in the first duel, but I feel like if he just does the job, he'll end up in victory lane. Jeff Gordon is going to be aggressive from the back, as there's only 30 laps in this race. So watch out for Jeff Gordon, see what he does. Michael Waltrip made it into the 500 just because of his dual run, and so expect him to be also aggressive to make it up to the front, but we'll see how he does by the end of the race. Kyle Busch is starting near the rear. Kind of odd for Kyle Busch being the way back there, but we'll see how he does throughout the race, as expect him to be up front by the end. That is it for my little tour through the field of who I think is going to be a contender for the win here. Let's get going into racing, as we'll skip the green here at Daytona. The pace cars rolling out of 3 and 4. Just like the duels, we are racing at Daytona, as the pace car is going to pull down pit road. 42 cars and only one winner. Pace car pulls off, and here we go. We are officially racing at Daytona. Green, green, green at Daytona for the Daytona 500, first race of the season. Tony Stewart gets the jump on the 29 car of Kevin Harvick. Ignore that was a bit of a headphone move around just to be comfortable, but still. Kevin Harvick is now in the lead. He gets help from Denny Hamlin behind him. Tony Stewart on that outside lane. He has help from Kenseth. Kenseth is now pushing Stewart. They're side by side now. Stewart to the quarter panel of the 29 car. You see Junior there hugging that yellow line. He's trying to peek his nose under the 11. Can't quite get there, as now the pack is starting to form up. So Harvick now leads lap number 2 and 1. As we get into the tri oval and into turn number 1, now Hamlin comes to the inside. The two Chevys of Hamlin and Junior now on the bottom, and the two Chevys on the top of Harvick and Tony Stewart are on the outside. Now side by side, it is 2 by 2 throughout the pack here, as it looks like both of the lines are pretty equal at this moment. Basically, they're basically completely equal, as there is three wide behind them. See Newman in the middle there, Jeff Green on the outside. But that was close at the line, as we're now on to lap 3. As you see more shuffling down the back as we continue to race. Still side by side between the two of them. This is probably the best you can get two lines to be formed up. I mean, they're basically completely equal, as Harvick now has the edge over Hamlin. Harvick has Stewart behind him. Look at Junior trying to get underneath there. He's shoving his way to the bottom. He is not quite there though. And Harvick leads that lap. Still got plenty of laps remaining, so as you see, side by side still. Look at Junior still hugging that yellow line. He's getting close to that quarter panel. As for the back, there's a wreck. Looks like Casey Kane's involved. Oh, up into the air. 00, David Rudiman sliding in the grass. Kyle Busch looks like he might have got a piece of it. David Gilliland in the 38. Tony Raines. Pace car is out, caution is out, and Casey Kane went for a wild ride off of turn number 2. And oh boy, that was a hard hit as the field races back to the line. It's going to be Harvick over Hamlin. You see all the dirt kicked up. Let's go see a replay of what happened. It's trigger that accident, as it was far in the back. It was around that second pack, so I want to see exactly how that happened. It might have been like a sideways push, or maybe they just got together because they were 4 wide or something. Let's go see the replay right now. So I think it's gonna be right there. Yep, 9 car gets into the 96 in the quarter panel, and watch this hit right there. Wow, what a hit on that, on the side there for Casey Kane. Let's get another angle of that, but I mean, Kane just got into the quarter panel of Reigns, and Reigns got turned sideways, and that just caused that big accident. And that 0-0, probably trying to avoid the wreck, trying to get out of there as fast as he can. Yeah, Kane pushes him up the track and then gets into this quarter panel, and that's just gonna hook him right around. Kyle Busch takes the slide. He didn't have a ton of damage, but look at that hit right there. Let's go back to the rest of the field, as there's a caution car coming out, and that's them racing back to the line. Let's go back to live racing as we clean up and get ready to go back to green again. Carl Edwards on to below the double yellow line. Maybe some problems for him. Let's go check that out as a pace car. As we're gonna take the green flag as the pace cars going down pit road. The same with Carl Edwards, and hopefully he can get that car fixed up. But we continue, keep rolling as we go to green. Green flag is back, and we are racing again on lap number 7, right? No, 9. Excuse me. So the top 4 single file. Now the 11 car drops to the bottom. The 11 car has help from the 8 of Junior. Now it's side by side for the lead and side by side for second. Here comes Labonte on the bottom. He's going to try to get up into 5th. He has help from the 48 car, Jimmy Johnson. So this pack is going to start forming up in the next couple of laps, and if they keep racing without a caution, they'll probably be a decent sized pack. Even though there's a couple cars crashed out of that race and we're restarting on a single file, I feel like there's still enough cars in here to get ourselves pretty nice sized pack. There's not a ton. There's only about 8 in this pack, so we'll see how this pack forms up. Sometimes it doesn't form up that much, and sometimes it gets very big. As it looks like we got some more cars trying to join in, as Jeff Green and the 25 car, Casey Mears, as well as Jeff Burton and Brian Vickers join in. There's Mark Martin in the middle as Robbie Gore drops to the bottom. He can't quite get down there. He's going to be stuck either in the middle. Oh man, he really pushed his way between the 10 and the 66. That was super close to being a turnaround right there for the 7 car, as they almost got together. Now the 29 and the 20 car, 2 of those cars who I was porting out, we're going to be good. They're now stuck on the outside, and they're falling back. Unless they can get single file again on that outside, then they're probably not going to be doing as good. But that outside lane, look at the guys there. That is the 8 car of Junior, the 11 car of Hamlin, and the 48 of Johnson, and the 01 of Mark Martin. Those guys are fast, so they'll be able to keep that second line right next to that first line, even though there's more in the first line, as I believe Carl Edwards are catching them quick. So this might cause some trouble, and just as we get a pack back, it looks like we might just split it up a bit here for a little bit. 3 wide back there with Scott Riggs. And Junior shoved his way down to block the 48 and get some help from him, as here comes Edwards to see how the field interacts with him. Hamlin's able to go around him, but Labonte is basically trapped at this point. Labonte's going to fall back. Hamlin's going to get a huge run. Everyone checks up, and the field stacks up, bringing more cars into the field, but giving a huge lead to Hamlin now. So that'll probably cause the field to kind of string out for a couple of laps, and then it will kind of come back in and pull back in again, as we'll see if Edwards can stay with the pack and stay up to speed, or he'll just hold them up. His car doesn't look like it has any damage, but he might have some sort of engine problem. But right now it looks like he's getting pushed back up, so maybe he'll be alright. Maybe he'll just kind of be in the way, but There's 4 wide back there with Mark Martin and Jeff Green. Martin gets in the wall. And here comes Junior under Hamlin. Hamlin has help by only Jimmy Johnson, and Junior has a lot of cars in that inside lane. As here comes another caution is out. I believe it's in the back of the pack, possibly in the tri-oval. It looks like it. Might have been the 4 car of Warburton. Maybe Sterling Marlin was involved. Let's get a replay of what happened, but the caution is out. Looks like there's some damage on that 14. Maybe that was either from this wreck or from a previous incident, but let's go see the replay of what happened as the caution comes out and shakes some things up as the main pack was just about to catch Jamie McMurray. Indeed, it is Sterling Marlin. He comes down and he is 4 wide and he's just not clearing that get together, almost exactly like what happened in duel number I'm pretty sure it's duel number 1. Yes, it was duel number 1. It's basically the same exact thing, and that spins Marlin out. He goes for a 360, keeps it going, and that's the caution right there. There goes a pace car, and you got two lap cars on the inside, the 99 and the 26 car. I'm pretty sure the pack caught the 26 car just as it was about to cross the line, because they had to race back. And now look at that jump on that 8 car, and Hamlin blocks the 48 down, and that could have got close there. Into turn number 1. This should allow the pack to kind of form up again. We'll see if we can get more cars in this pack as last time, as it looks like we might. It looks like we're setting up for a decently sized pack. And look at that 48 making moves. And that 10 car, Scott Riggs, see what he can do. Is Junior now has a sizable gap between him and Riggs, but Riggs shoved his way in the bottom there, and he nearly got side by side with him. As look at 29 and 66 on the outside, 3 wide. They're way back in the back of the package. Look at this pack, it really formed up. I mean, this is definitely a good amount of cars, especially. I mean, we're over halfway through the 500, so we'll see what they can do and see how this pack will completely turn out to look like. Let's look at McMurray going to the bottom now. He's a lap down. Edwards is on the top. He's also a lap down. It looks like a 4-car breakaway right now. 3 in the bottom. Now Stewart wants to go with Junior. Changes his mind. He stays with Riggs on the bottom. And Jimmy Johnson's making it 3 wide and putting Junior on the outside. Now Riggs on the bottom. He has help from Jimmy Johnson. The dominant car, the 8 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr. is now going to the back, as he'll have to fight his way back up. But I feel like he definitely has a strong enough car to do so. As now Riggs leads in that 10 car. That's definitely a surprise, as here comes Johnson. Johnson with the daring move to the bottom. What a move, and this might just be a pass for the lead. So look at that pack, 4 wide maybe behind them. Look at that pack, they've really formed up, and they're formed up quick. As we are under 11 laps to go here at Daytona. As now 3 wide for 3rd. Montoya coming to the bottom. He is a shot from Dale Jarrett in that Michael Waltrip Racing number 44 Ford. Jamie McMurray stuck on the outside. Edwards in the middle. Now Edwards and McMurray will sync up in the middle. There's a couple guys who have clawed their way. Excuse me. Jeez, who have clawed their way through the field, including that 44 Dale Jarrett. There's a few other guys you can see that kind of had to work their way up, like Jeff Green, the 21 car Ken Schrader, the 22 car of Dave Blaney. We'll see how they do at the end. We might have ourselves an upset. But I don't know, because those dominant cars up front are looking very good. As look back there, it's 4 wide. Back down to 3 wide, Hamlin on the outside. This might just spell disaster for some of those dominant cars, as a few of them are on in the back. You can see the 8, the 20, the 24, the 11, the 01. All you need is one accident, and that can take out all of them. So we'll see what happens with them. As it is still, Montoya now looks to the inside. And he's going to get it right here. He has help from the inside. Jarrett's on the outside. That's the only help that Jimmy Johnson has. As look back there with Tony Stewart making a move as Edwards gets shuffled out. Okay, Ken Schrader shoving it down in the bottom underneath Jeff Green. 3 wide for first. Now 3 wide for second. This is going to be this is an outstanding move by the 1 car. Put it 3 wide. Now look, he's going to the lead at Daytona and the Daytona 500. .48 and the 44 got in the wall there for a second. When you're on that outside lane, you gotta make sure you keep it off the wall. Sometimes you can't, and that was a case where they couldn't keep it off the wall. Because there's not a lot of space at this track. 3 wide is probably the furthest you can get while keeping a good distance from everyone else. If you get 4 wide, it can get dangerous, and it can get dangerous fast, as you know from the duels and obviously from Sterling Marlin's spin. 3 wide is definitely not a good thing all the time. Or 4 wide, excuse me, 4 wide can sometimes spell disaster at this track mostly. At Talladega, it's a different story. 4 wide is a little more capable, but still 4 wide is definitely something that you don't want to be a part of. Now look at this 3 wide racing throughout the entire pack. Lap 24, 24:30. Not a lot of laps left, only about 7 left. Truex and that 42 car Montoya are side by side. I think we're setting up for a disaster here. Look at this pack. It is now fully back to insane racing as now Truex blocks the middle. Look at Harvick, it's going to be 4 wide. That is not looking good as there it goes. Trouble, the big one behind them. Montoya, Harvick. Cars sliding, slamming, the 21 car in the air. More cars. Harvick again, hard. Jamie McMurray. Brian Vickers. Oh, and that 45 car slides in late. Kyle Petty. Jeff Burton is all torn up. Look at that 21 car Schrader. Michael Waltrip. Vickers. Burton looks like he might have made it through. Dale Nargino, the dominant car, just like I said. Accident in front can take out a lot of good cars in the back. Kyle Busch is torn up in a second crash. So David Gillen, those guys were kind of a lap down. As those are the only guys to make it through. Elliott Sadler has some damage. I know Montoya went for a spin there. Let's go see the replay and show you what happened on. Wow, what a massive crash that happened on lap 24 at Daytona. Harvick makes it 3 wide. Jeff Gordon wants to make it 4 wide, and they just get kind of hooked together, and that takes out a lot of good cars. Look at them all sliding there. There's where the you see it, hard hit impact. That's where the 83 car gets turned there. There's where the 26 they come up back up across the track and collect more guys, and then that's where the 45 car slides in late. That 88 car is destroyed. I think he came in late and slammed into someone. Yeah, it looks like it might have been Montoya. That 42 car is destroyed as well. Let's go see the replay, get another view of what happened. He's riding with Kevin Harvick. And there goes Jamie McMurray and just slams into him. Nowhere to go. That's very unfortunate. He was having a pretty good day. His car was looking pretty good. And now he's all torn up in the. Look at that damage. Let's get another in-car view. This is Mark Martin. And he's one of the lucky few to get through that. He just rides the wall on the outside. He has some damage, but he's looking pretty good compared to most of these other guys. This is Jeff Burton in the 31. And you see everyone just goes spinning like crazy ahead of him. And he barely misses that, and then he gets slammed. That was almost one of the greatest record avoidances in a while, but just that was very unfortunate for the 31 car. Yeah, well, let's go skip the green now. I'm trying to think of what I was going to say. Let's go skip the green. Not a lot of words in that sentence, but enough for me to screw it up. So let's get the green here at Daytona. Martin Truex Jr. leads. Look at that 22 and that 25 as well as that 7 car all behind them. Those guys are probably hungry for a win, so I want to see how. Let's see how they do, as we don't have a lot of laps left. We're looking at a 2-lap shootout here at Daytona. Green flag is out. This is a green-white-checkered. Casey Mears goes on the outside, but still the 1 and the 22. That 22 has no help from behind him. Until he gets help, he can't make a move. Robbie Gordon has help from the 20 car. That inside lane's going to get a huge run, as we'll see who forms up and how many guys form up there. Single file line for the moment, but they're side by side behind them. As look at that 22 car with the move. The 22 car of Dave Blaney and the 7 car now to the bottom. Here they come out of turn 4, and they have the advantage now. It's a 5 cars under a blanket as we come to the white flag. Here we come, Dave Blaney trying to get the win in the Cup Series, and it's the white flag. The last lap's underway, and look at the move by the 7 car, Robbie Gordon. They'll be side by side, it looks like. Yes, they will be side by side in turn number 1. This is going to be a great battle between these two. Can Hamlin do anything? I think what's going to decide this finish is who can push harder, that outside of that inside lane. They're both going to be pretty equal. They got some good drivers on each lane, so we'll see what they can do, but it's side by side still. Now the 22 has the advantage. But here comes the 7 car. He's going to have the low lane into turn number 3. Side by side. Out of turn number 4. Here we come. This is going to be a photo finish. We're gonna get this one, and it's gonna be a photo finish. Here we come, side by side between the 22 and the 7. Who's gonna get the victory? At the line, Dave Blaney wins it by only about half a car's. Wow, that was incredible right there. And oh boy, there's gonna be a party for that 22 team. It's unfortunate for Robbie Gordon, but wow, what a victory for the number 22, back to victory lane. Last time in the 500 in 2002 is the last time they won in the 500. But now, Dave Blaney wins in a photo finish. And photo finish around 3/100ths of a second is what I'm seeing for the margin between them two. And oh boy, the cars come down pit road. Let's see our top finishers. Looks like Dave Blaney's first, Robbie Gordon second, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin, Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch, Casey Mears, Paul Menard, Jeff Gordon, JJ Yeley gets a top 10, Matt Kenseth, David Stremme, Ryan Newman, 07 car, and then just keeps going on to the very end. New one for the record books here at Daytona as our guys go down pit road and vanish out of thin air. So we'll see you guys in the Darlington race. We'll go to the schedule quickly so I can show you guys what's going on for the rest of this season. But if you guys want to leave now, you can. This is the end of the Daytona 500. We'll see you guys next week for Darlington. Here is the schedule. I had to make some changes, but because I spelled Rockingham without the G, so yeah, then it was just Rockingham. Gosh, I love being tired. So basically, I can actually get this little toy. As you can see, I had to spell it out there. I can just cross off duels 1 and 2 and the Daytona 500. Next week, Darlington night race. And then after that is a Bristol, and I actually cross it off too. It's a Bristol night race and not a day race. Then it's Phoenix, and then Phoenix Day, and then California, Infineon, Las Vegas, and that's of course the desert the desert sweep there with the the four tracks, excuse me, four, not five, I need to count. And after that's Kansas Day, Talladega, Texas Day, Dover, Watkins Glen, and then we start the playoffs with North Wilkesboro, Daytona night, Charlotte night, Homestead night, Montreal, Talladega, Kansas, Richmond, Rockingham. As you can see on the side, there's the rounds it shows you. So North Wilkesboro will be our last race of the regular season. So I mean, I feel like that the schedule is pretty good. I mean, I think I did a good job with mixing it up and getting some different tracks in here. So basically, guys, that is it, and hopefully you have a good week, and I'll see you guys at the next video I post will probably be either a Crash Comp or Darlington night. So see you guys later. Bye.